Welcome to the ultimate VA loan video guide. Whether you're a military veteran, active service member, reservist, or surviving spouse, this guide will break down every major part of the VA loan process with real-life examples, clear comparisons, and wealth-building strategies. And stick with me until the end because we're covering everything from myths that cost veterans money to how to buy a home with zero out-of-pocket costs. And we're going to be going over investment strategies using the VA loan and refinancing options and the key differences between VA, FHA, and conventional loans. If you're serious about using your VA benefit wisely, this is your roadmap. Hi, I'm Alex Ramirez, and I help military veterans, active service members, and surviving spouses navigate the real estate world with confidence. And by the way, don't forget to like, subscribe, and tap that bell so you don't miss any videos I post in the future. Let's dive in. What is a VA loan? The VA loan is one of the most valuable benefits available to our nation's veterans, active service members, and certain members of the National Guard and Reserves. It was created in 1944 through the GI Bill. The goal of the VA loan program has always been to make homeownership more accessible for those who have served our country. And it works. Millions of veterans have used it to purchase a home with zero money down and fewer financial hurdles than traditional loans out there. At its core, the VA loan is not issued directly by the Department of Veteran Affairs, how most people think, but it is guaranteed by the VA. This means that private lenders like banks, credit unions, and mortgage companies are protected against a portion of the loss if the borrower defaults on the loan. That backing makes lenders more confident, which in turn leads to more favorable loan terms for you. Key benefits include zero down payment required in most cases, no private mortgage insurance, so no PMI, which can save you hundreds every single month, competitive and often below market interest rates, and more flexible credit score and income requirements. The VA doesn't have a minimum credit score requirement, so that's what's great about this program. Unlike many conventional or FHA loans, the VA loan can be used multiple times. It's not a one and done benefit. As long as you have remaining entitlement or restore it, you can use the VA loan for future purchases. And while it must be used for a primary residence, that includes single-family homes, some condos, and manufactured homes, and even multi-unit properties if you live in one of the units as your primary residence. So eligibility and your certificate of eligibility. To qualify for a VA loan, the first step is to obtain your COE, your certificate of eligibility. This isn't just a formality, it's the official document that confirms to your lender that you meet their service requirements set by the Department of Veteran Affairs. Without it, lenders can't proceed with your VA loan or application. But the good news, it's easier to get than most people think, and your lender can usually help you retrieve that information through the VA portal. It's a pretty simple process for them. And you're likely eligible if you serve 90 consecutive days of active duty during wartime, or if you serve 181 days during peacetime, or you serve 6 years in the National Guard or Reserves, or if you're a surviving spouse of a veteran who either died in the line of duty or as a result of a service-connected disability. Another important feature of the COE is that it will show whether you're exempt from paying the VA funding fee, which is a one-time fee most borrowers pay to help to sustain the VA program. Veterans with a service-connected disability, those receiving VA compensation, or surviving spouses receiving dependency and indemnity compensation, that's DIC, are typically exempt, and that can save you thousands of dollars with that exemption. So here are some top VA loan myths. There's a lot of them, but here's a few of them. Let's talk about some of the most common VA loan myths that stop veterans and service members from taking full advantage of this powerful benefit. So myth number one, you can only use your VA loan once, and that's false. Many people believe the VA loan is a one and done deal, but that's simply not true. As long as your entitlement is available, either fully or partially, you can use the VA loan again and again and again. Whether you're selling one home or you're buying another, or even just keeping your first VA finance property and purchasing a second one, it's possible with the right entitlement amount. And this is just a calculation your loan officer you're working with can give you guidance on. And myth number two, you can't use it if you've had a foreclosure. Again, Not necessarily true. If you've had a foreclosure in the past, you may still be eligible to use your VA loan benefits again in the future. It all depends on how much of your entitlement was lost in the foreclosure or whether it's been restored. Many veterans have successfully requalified after past financial hardships, so don't count yourself out without checking, and make sure you work with the loan officer that knows the VA process. And myth number 3, it's only for first-time home buyers, and that's false. You could be on your third or your fourth home and still use your VA loan benefit if you have enough entitlement left or restored. The VA loan is a lifetime benefit, not a one-time coupon, and using it multiple times can be a core part of building long-term wealth through real estate. These myths don't just create confusion, they actually cost people real money and a lot of missed opportunities. So don't be that person. That's why it's so important to speak with someone who specializes in VA loans. I've helped many veterans realize they had more options than they thought. And often at a time when they assumed they had none, the key understanding is how your entitlement works. And that starts with having the right guidance and asking the right questions with somebody that understands the process. And if you've made it this far in my video, I just want to say I really appreciate you and thank you for sticking with me and investing your future and your time watching this video. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you never miss another VA loan tip or strategy that I post in the future. I post weekly videos. And hey, don't hesitate to reach out to me. Whether it's a quick question or you're ready to take the next step, text or call me anytime, 805-857-3708. I've got your back. My information's in the description as well. VA versus conventional versus FHA loans. Let's break down the differences between the VA loan and conventional loan and an FHA loan using a $400,000 home as an example. VA loan, it's zero down payment required. You could put a down payment, but you don't have to. No PMI, so there's no private mortgage insurance, and lower average interest rates compared to other programs. The funding fee is 2.15% for first-time use, 3.3% for subsequent use. Most flexible on credit and debt-to-income requirements because the VA qualifies based off residual income. I can get into that in another video. And conventional loans, the down payment ranges from 3% to 20%. PMI is required under 20% down. There's no funding fee. Generally higher credit score required, typically about 680 or 620 and above, and the rates are a little bit higher than VA. FHA loan, 3.5% minimum down payment. That's a lifetime mortgage insurance premium as well, unless you put more of a down payment. FHA is a little more lenient with credit score requirements, and you can qualify with scores in the low 600s and also below 600 as well. Upfront monthly mortgage insurance fees, that adds to your monthly payment too, and you have the monthly mortgage insurance. And here's why this matters. On a VA loan, not only are you saving tens of thousands upfront by skipping a down payment, but you're also saving each month by avoiding mortgage insurance premium. Over the life of the loan, that can add up to a significant amount in savings. And that's before we factor in the typically lower VA interest rates. For eligible buyers, the VA loan almost always wins when it comes to affordability, flexibility, and long-term cost savings. And remember, just because you can afford a down payment doesn't mean you should put a down payment. Keeping that money in your pocket can give you more flexibility, more emergency cushion, and even more capital for future investments. VA wins on cost and flexibility for most qualified buyers. And the VA funding fee, let's explain that. The VA funding fee is a one-time payment required on most VA loans. It helps sustain the VA loan program for future generations of veterans, allowing the government to offer zero down financing without putting taxpayer dollars at risk. The good news, this fee can be rolled into your loan, so you don't need to pay it up front out of pocket. Here's a breakdown: 2.15% of the loan amount for first-time use, with zero down, 3.3% for repeat use of your VA loan benefit, and 0.5%, so 0.5% on an IRRRL interest rate reduction refinance loan, often called the VA Streamline Refi. Some veterans are exempt from the funding fee as well. So if you have a service-connected disability, that exemption status will be shown right on your certificate of eligibility on your COE. So it's one of the first things to check when starting the VA loan process. Your lender will let you know right away. And here's a bonus insight. Even if you're not exempt today, if you receive a retroactive VA disability rating after closing, you may be eligible for a refund of the funding fee. That refund would be sent to you as a check or a direct deposit. So it's worth keeping in touch with your lender if your disability status changes, just in case you need to ask some questions or you need some help. And buying your first home with the VA loan. Buying your first home with the VA loan is powerful and less intimidating with the right guidance and the people that can help you through the process. And here are the steps. Get your COE and choose a VA lender that understands the process. Get pre-approved, partner with a realtor who understands the VA process as well. And you find your home and you make a competitive offer. And I would recommend request seller credits to help cover closing costs, so it's a lot less money to get into the home. Get your home inspection, get your VA appraisal, then you close and you get your keys. We'll go into a little bit more depth in these next sections. So step-by-step VA loan process. Let's walk through what the VA loan journey really looks like step by step. Pre-approval, gather your documents, income statements, W-2s, LES if you're active duty, bank statements, and your certificate of eligibility. This helps your lender give you a clear price range and loan amount of how much you qualify for. Home search, work with a realtor who understands the VA process. Most homes will be VA eligible if it's a single family home. Not all condos qualify, so you're gonna wanna check with that with your realtor and your loan officer. So experience really matters in this process. Offer a negotiation. Make your offer. Ask your agent to negotiate seller credits to cover your closing costs. This is how many military veterans and active service members buy with zero money out of pocket. The VA appraisal. The VA appraiser confirms that the home's value matches the loan amount and checks for minimum property condition standards. So they're going to make sure that you're moving into a good home. Underwriting. The lender double checks all the paperwork you provided to your loan officer. They verify income, assets, and clears any conditions on your loan. Clear to close. Once approved, you sign your final loan documents and the funds are dispersed and the home is officially yours. The entire process from pre-approval to closing typically takes about 30 days with the very responsive teams, and sometimes even faster. And remember, your lender and realtor should be guiding you the entire way. You're not doing this alone. They're guiding you. Here's the exact strategy many veterans use to buy a home with no money out of pocket, and I've helped many veterans do this. So of course, the strategy is use your VA loan benefit. That means 0% down payment. Have your realtor negotiate seller credits into your offer. So your realtor is going to guide you of how much that's going to be. The seller covers your closing costs, which are typically 2 to 5% of the home's purchase price. You'll still submit an earnest money deposit when you go into escrow because you have to show that you have funds. This shows the seller that you are serious. Then at closing, if the seller credit fully covers your closing costs, your earnest money deposit gets refunded back to you. So you're coming into the property with zero money out of pocket. And the result, you walk away with keys in hand and your money back in your pocket. This strategy works best in a buyer's market like we're in right now. That's when sellers are more motivated to offer concessions, especially if the home has been on the market for some time. This is a very powerful opportunity, and with the right agent and with the right loan officer, it's absolutely doable. This works best in a buyer's market, which many areas are in today. House hacking with a VA loan. This is actually a popular thing nowadays. You can house hack using your VA loan, and it's one of the smartest ways to turn your benefit into long-term wealth. Multi-unit properties, buy duplex, triplex, or fourplex, live in one unit and you rent out the others. Single-family homes, you could purchase a house with extra bedrooms and you rent out those extra bedrooms individually. This transforms your home from just a place to live into a cash flowing investment. The rental income can help offset or even fully cover your mortgage. And because the VA requires a property to be your primary residence, this strategy works perfectly as long as you live in the home. For many veterans, this is the first step toward building a real estate portfolio. By living affordably or nearly free, you free up cash flow, build equity, and gain valuable experience managing a property. It's your first move from homeowner to wealth builder. Refinancing with the VA loan. This is a great loan. Refinancing with your VA loan opens up powerful opportunities to either save money monthly or leverage the equity you've built in your home. So the VA EARL, the interest rate reduction refinance loan, not the name EARL, but it's an acronym EARL. This is the streamlined option, no appraisal, no income verification, and a low 0.5% funding fee. If interest rates have dropped since you bought your home, this could reduce your monthly payment with minimal paperwork. It's also known as a VA Streamline Refi. And the other option is a VA Cash Out Loan. VA Cash Out Refinance. This replaces your current VA loan with a new one and lets you tap into your home's equity by taking cash out. It's great for paying off high interest debt, renovating your home, or investing elsewhere. It does require a full appraisal and income verification, but gives you access up to 100% of your home's value in some cases. Whether you're trying to lower your expenses or strategically access capital, refinancing through the VA loan is one of the most underused wealth tools available to veterans and service members. Just be sure that the new payment fits your budget and long-term goals, so you don't want to overextend yourself. And CalVet versus VA loan. This is for people in California. So for California buyers, CalVet offers another path, which I can help you on that as well. CalVet holds the legal title until paid, often better for lower credit scores. It also requires CalVet insurance, and it may have stricter resale rules too. So the VA loan, you own the home. There's more flexibility with refinancing or selling, and it's still California eligible, and it's a nationwide program as well. For most veterans, VA offers more long-term options though. And don't hesitate to download my free loan guide in the description below, and also feel free to schedule a call with me. My number is 805-857-3708. You can call or text me, or go to the description. You can set up a Calendly or even email me. And don't forget, your VA loan benefit is more than just a mortgage option. It's a path to wealth and freedom. Use it wisely, share this video with a fellow vet, and let's make the most of your benefit, and let's get you home.